Hi everyone, it's Jen. I've been making kindness rocks. Look at that one. Aren't my artistic skills just like so stellar? So I've been in a really dark place for a bit now. I feel like in the beginning, when you find out about all this stuff, like you're just kind of in survival. Well, you are literally in survival mode. And then, surgeries happen, and then treatments happen. And then once some time has gone by, you start to think more about like what the hell just happened. And it's in that thinking that has brought me to just a not good place. I was on a Lupron for 26 injections, and it's interesting because now that I'm off, like I'm cold right now. When I was on the Lupron and I don't even know what to blame for what, but I was just like hot all the time. Granted, I just took gabapentin not long ago, so my hot flashes are generally under control at this time of day. It's almost noon. But I've just not been in a good place. I'm also coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow is the anniversary of when my apartment flooded. A year ago, last week, was when I had my second reconstruction, or my first reconstruction revision. I say first because I'm gonna need to have another revision, and maybe I'll talk about that today or some other day. But it's not even, I thought it was the Lupron that was putting me, well, it was Lupron that was putting me in a dark place cyclically. Like a week and a half before Lupron, almost every time, I would get like these like testosterone boosts, almost like caveman-y, like, and like wanting to punch walls and just aggressive and just short and I mean, that and other things are why and they told me I would only be on the Lupron for 2 years. So I was on it for 2 years and 2 months, and then have been off now for a little over 3 months and have not gotten my period, thank the Lord. So hoping that I'm in menopause just naturally at this point. We'll see. I checked back in. You know what? I don't even want to talk about doctor's appointments. I don't. I just want to like chat with you and paint my rocks. That's what I want to do today. Cause I've been, the blame and shame game like does not work. There's so many moving aspects with all of this stuff. And, it's hard for me to even look up to make eye contact. Like as I'm talking about all this stuff, I feel like the darkness that I'm in right now is more of a it's sadness, it's bewilderment. It's something that a lot of people don't talk about. I've looked many places for vlogs and stuff to try to get help for me. I mean, I still talk to the oncology psychologist every month. It's just like when I have like certain moments, they don't tend to hit me like right when I'm having those appointments, because they're like first thing in the morning and I haven't had too much time to think at that point. It's mostly at night, I feel like, and on the weekends when I'm not like working and stuff, that my mind just goes blah, 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 and then it thinks about like all that's happened. I had an inappropriate little burst at the gym the other day. So I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I joined a gym, not like a big gym. It's a personalized kind of thing. It's actually part of where I used to do physical therapy, and it's individualized. So I go twice a week, and it's like weight training. It's not really cardio stuff at all. It's really just weight training, strength training, circuits, machines, planks, and all the things. And they're in small groups, and I meet once a month to go over like where I am and what my goals are. And I signed up for a year. So it's like a commitment that, like, for me, 2024 is a matter of like really rebuilding myself. I'm not even gonna say rebuilding myself. It's building myself. It's building myself. I feel like I've rebuilt myself so many times. And this isn't just exclusive to like a cancer diagnosis, because unfortunately that happens to many people. Divorces happen to lots of people too. And while I've been divorced for quite some time now, it's just the changes and the shifts and moving and moving when like it's not part of your plan that you're gonna move, like the flooding things. I've had to like stop and like rebuild a new life over and over and over again. And I didn't always choose to do that. Most of the time, it wasn't really a choice to change what my life looked like. It was like I had to. So now, like, when I come across people and they're like, you know, surgery's done, and this is done, and this is done, and this is done, and I should be like jumping for joy and like, you know, singing in the rain and all those things, and I'm not, because I'm building. And it's not that my energy level is low, it's not that, it's just like when death stares you in the face, which that has happened to me, obviously, with the cancer diagnosis. I have also been in a car accident where I hit black ice and my car like went right into a concrete median, and I'm still here. Like all these things have happened, and like they could have been a lot worse. So like you buy a new car, well, not new, you buy another car, and like, you know, you get divorced, and then you have to sometimes move, and there goes your house, and, you know, you live someplace else new, and then, oh, whoopsie, we forgot to, we forgot to close the vents on the sprinkler system, and oh, it's like -20 out? Maybe we should have had the heat higher in the apartment next to mine, but lo and behold, my apartment got flooded, and then I had to move. And that was not part of the plan. But I wanted to make this vlog today because I've been I'm so behind on like real time and posting. I do vlogs, I get irritated with them, and then I erase them. And like we're in February now, and I still have vlogs from October that I haven't uploaded yet. But when I get really down, like, I know the right things that you're supposed to do. And I need reminders of ways to remember, like, what do I do when this happens? And what do I do when that happens? And the gratitude journals, like, I've started many of them. One I used to have, I wrote it in like 2018, and then the next one was like 2019, and the next one was like 2021. I mean, I do use them, but I got a gift certificate for a bookstore from one of the parents of a kid that I tutored as a thank you. And I'm like, bookstore, like, well, which is funny because my bookshelf is there, but like, I don't really read a lot. A lot of those are children's books that I just like adore, that I just won't let go of because kid memories and my memories, and anyway. But they had journals in there, so I bought, I used to have a really pretty leather-bound journal. Actually, I should add that to my list. I went to Barnes & Noble once at the recommendation of the therapist that I saw years ago, because I'd given someone else a really, really nice journal, like leather-bound, really pretty journal, and they didn't really see how awesome they were, and I used to take the journal and write. Every time I was at their place, I would take the journal and write something in there that I loved about them. And then I brought that up to my therapist, and again, this was many years ago, and she's like, did you ever do anything like that for you? And I'm like, me? I'm not spending $50 on a leather-bound journal. I'll do for somebody else, but not for me. And weirdly, my life journeys, plus the cancer shit, have taught me to like prioritize myself, because I often prioritize other people over myself. Or had expectations that, like, you know, other people will just solve my problems and I'll just come along for the ride, versus the solutions having to come from me. You know, you can't expect somebody else to be the panacea of all the things that are like wrong, or all the things that you need. Like, no one can check off every single friggin' box. But I know all the boxes that I need to check off, and I went to Barnes & Noble and then bought myself a really pretty leather-bound journal, and somehow between the move from there to here, it's gone. And that was like, that devastated me, because I would keep like Post-its from people that wrote like anything positive about me. I basically would pop in the journal, and if someone made a comment on Facebook, I'd print it and stick it inside of there. It's just like my own little affirmation, positive reinforcement journal for me. And in general, I know that I'm awesome in a healthy way, not a narcissistic way. But it's nice to see, like, visually from other people, like what they say and how they see you, when sometimes you don't see yourself that way. And I lost that, and I'd been compiling it for, gosh, 6-7 years. So I bought another journal, not leather bound. I should go back to Barnes & Noble and get another fancier one. Not right now, but anyway, I bought another one, and I started to use it as a gratitude journal, and then I put things in there too about like things that just in general make me happy. Like people that are there for me, people that elevate my energy level, people that I can rely on. Because when you're in that, I've noticed when I was in, or being in that dark space, you focus a lot on the negative, and my journal is just like sitting out, so it's easy for me to look at every morning when I meditate, just to write something in there about, you know, who is it healthy for me to be around? What things can I do that I know will lift my spirits? And writing it down, because when you're in that space that you're like on the couch and you're on your 4th show of binge watching on Netflix, and like I wasn't even a big TV watcher. Yeah, until I got here, it was just kind of a way to escape from my own reality, to watch other people's. I don't know. But I get into those spaces, and then it's hard to think how to get out of them. And I'm single. My kids are, well, one's grown and flown, and the other one's back in college. And I know I'm not the only one with this, that like there are other people out there that are single, that are divorced, whose kids are at school and are getting used to the empty nesting thing, or adjusting to the empty nesting thing, and having to, you know, build another, I guess, phase of life. And, you know, that should be all exciting and stuff. And like, oh, you get to do what you want. And, oh, I wish I had the quiet. Because I remember, like, like when I was married and would do stuff with my former in-laws, and I'd be like, I just wish it was quiet. It's a different, it's different. So at this point, I have been writing down things that are serving me, and I wanted to put it in blog form too, to help other people. Because part of it is being on your own, part of it is empty nesting, part of it is, you know, just as your kids get older, they do their own things, and that's a tough transition when, like, you know, you want to be there, and you know, they're finding their own paths. And just, I don't know, like I don't know. I feel like I'm explaining a lot, and that's not really what I want to do. It's just kind of like listing out all the things for you that work, that are going to get you to a place where you feel happy and fulfilled, and you do that like internally. Because for a very long time, like, I didn't have me time, like, at all. And I would look for the happiness and the fulfillment from other people. Like, this person makes you feel this way, I want to feel that way. That's why I'm with this person, friends or partners or whatever. But then what happens when the partner's not there anymore? And what happens if that friend's not there anymore? Then it's you. And you really have to find all the ways to support you and not feel selfish about supporting you. I feel like in this culture, it's at least people that I choose to surround myself with, the focus is often on like helping others, as in making kindness rocks to help others. But this also helps me. And I know that I have like a lot of gifts to give to the world. And I need a log of like, what are those things that make me happy? The winter time is hard because it's cold out. It's really cold out. And my hot flashes are not like back in the beginning, shortly after surgery and shortly after I started all the meds and stuff, I was so like heat hot, like all the time. And I remember like going out for a walk in 30 degree weather, and I'm like, oh, this is so refreshing. I can't do that anymore. I get cold, which I guess is good, that like the crazy of the, you know, extremes of body temperature is easing up. And I can't, like, I would go kayaking. I can't kayak in the wintertime. Or I'd go play tennis, but I don't live in the same place where I lived before to be able to play tennis like I did. So it's like, what other things are there? Like, I can go shoot pool, which is fine. That helps with my aggression sometimes to shoot pool. It's more enjoyable to do that with somebody else. I've been trying very hard to expand my social circles, but I haven't really found something that like just brings a smile on my face without me even having to think about it. That's kind of what I'm striving for. So TV is not the answer. Because with like I said, mentioned going to the gym and stuff, part of what I'm doing with that is logging what I'm eating, which, oh my God, it's just a pain in my arse. Because I see on there like how much, right now the point is just to log, to give data. I'm not measuring, I'm not like limiting what I'm eating because of stuff. Now it's just like, okay, here's what I normally eat. How does that fall into the, you know, what I want to have happen with my health and my body? My weight really hasn't changed much. It's like, oh, I lost 4 pounds from yesterday to today. I weigh myself at the same time every morning. I didn't own a scale for a very, very, very long time. But then like the next day I'll wake up and I'm like, oh, I gained 3 pounds, like whatever. It fluctuates. But I want to understand my body some more, especially as I'm getting older. And, you know, I want to live a long, happy life and a healthy life that I can, you know, do things and not have aches and pains unless I can help it. So the gym has been tough. It's tough being, it's tough having to express yourself about what you've been through to people that are not like in the whole cancer world. Like I'm used to talking to people that are kind of directly tied with oncology or hospitals or whatever. And now this is like a normal place to go. And like one of the exercises I was doing, I'm like leaning forward on a weight bench, like on an incline, and just like putting my arms out to the side and like back and forth like this. And I mean, I get excited when I do stuff like that because like I can feel my shoulder blades, which gosh, it was a long time where I couldn't feel my shoulder blades. And then when I go this way, you know, and I come out, it's like I'm still sore. It's 2 days later, I'm still sore. But the fact that I can do these things, which is huge, or like go up and go back, but it's still like after all this time, there's still so much like pulling. And it's just like this area here, like, will it forever feel like I have like this just clump of some crazy here because I'm irritating stuff. I don't even quite understand what it is of why I feel what I feel. I feel like my breast center appointment is coming up in the spring or something that maybe she can help me understand, but I feel like I'm breaking up scar tissue or whatever I'm doing, but all in here, it's just like, is that going to be my forever reminder that like there's a tumor there? I have to stop talking like this because that was not the point of what I'm doing. Okay, so positivity. So I have a bunch of kindness rocks, or they were just rocks that someone had given me, and I painted them a while ago, and they've just been sitting in my closet. And the Kindness Rocks program, like you can Google it. I don't want to get super into that, but it makes me feel better when I draw my, you know, 4th grade artwork on the rocks, and when like I'll put little designs on them and then I'll go over it with a Sharpie and write some message like, you know, choose love. I don't know. It's getting close to Valentine's Day, but I want other people to feel good too, and like just coming across a rock, whether walking along their way, and then, you know, if this makes somebody else smile because they're like, oh, look, a 10-year-old made this. It's like, no, a 50-year-old woman made this, but that's the best she can do. Yeah, if I can help someone else feel better, like that just means a lot. But it's finding those things, and it's for me writing them down as to what's gonna float my boat. Even like one thing I did after I moved in, I don't want to spill this, but I buy myself fresh flowers when I go grocery shopping. Like nothing fancy at all. It's just to bring some colors to the apartment. And it makes me feel brighter when I get stuff. And I don't always get them from the same store because I feel like the same stores have the same flowers. But it's taking time to do those little things for yourself that matter. Took the time this morning to make an omelet for myself. I put too much cheese on it. Not because of numbers, it was just like tasted very cheesy. Yeah, I mean, I've got one friend who gave me some suggestions on things that help her, but they were not things that I thought I would enjoy doing, but I'm glad that she offered them. I got this, so last weekend, I was really down a Sunday. Oh my gosh. And then I went to church because I tend to get very religious when I'm not in a good place, mostly because of thinking of like, have faith, things will get better. And the sermon just was not like clicking with me as the inspiration I was looking for. But when I was done, I used to go to this one coffee shop, restaurant kind of thing, like mom and pop kind of place after church all the time. And like shortly after I became single and when my kids weren't with me for the weekend. So I went there last Sunday and it felt relatively normal. Like I brought a book. Again, don't read much. I've been reading the same book for probably almost a year at this point. No, longer, because it was actually at the old apartment. It's not even a long book. And it's not a hard read, but I read the book and I had breakfast and I had a mimosa too, which I did log. But I don't feel good when I'm not a big drinker. Oh, I was never a huge drinker, but like I especially since the cancer thing, I don't drink a lot anymore. And when I think like, oh, I'll have a mimosa, see if it takes the edge off, and like I'll drink it, and like it doesn't do that for me anymore. If anything, it's this is one the stark opposite, but like having like a cup or a glass of Hennessy or something like at the end of the day, like that's different. That I can relax too. But I'm not a big alcohol drinker, and the alcohol also like makes the hot flashes like boom. Not so much a cold thing like a mimosa, but more like wine does that for me. So I'm not really a big wine drinker at all anymore. So, and I'm trying not to have food be like the thing to escape to, because then it comes down to my waistline. And I am seeing results from being at the gym. Not so much in numbers, but like, I started this morning, even right now as I look down, it's the first time since all this shit happened. Well, even before the shit happened, because I was having stomach issues before I was diagnosed. I just didn't know what was going on, but my body knew what was going on. And that started me looking like I was pregnant. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? But when I look down now, it's like my lower belly sticks out more than my midsection. And that has not happened in a really, really long time. And like when I stand up straight and stuff, I see some definition on the sides of me. So I know it's working, and I've only been going to the gym for like, whatever, it's been 2 weeks. I'm back at Zumba too. So I'm doing the gym twice a week, and then I'm at Zumba. And then work and stuff. And I'm trying to like walk in between that, but I don't want to overdo. As I went back to a full workload, like I was overdoing. So I've tweaked my tutoring schedule a little bit because I don't want to overdo things with my body and end up spending money on PT because I'm doing too much. Where I should just like, like it's silly to like earn an extra $100 and then take off 75 of that because you've got to go to PT because you earn or did the work to earn the $100. Like that's just dumb. So I've kind of narrowed things or, honed stuff down. And knowing too that like menopause is a big number on your body. And, from my understanding, like people that have gone through, I mean, I don't know about other cancers, but people that have gone through breast cancer, you lose a substantial amount of your, what's the word I'm looking for? Your muscle mass. like I'll do these things which I think aren't hard, like lunges, not even the deep lunges, like supported lunges. And I can get down just fine. It's the coming up, and I'm not putting my weight in the right places to get up. So I have to do them like really slow so I can understand like what I should be doing. Like form is really important, and I know I'm doing the exercises too fast because I'm finishing the circuit too early. And I need to like slow down and focus on how my body is moving. And you're relearning, not relearning, you are learning like all the pieces of your body. It's almost like you're like a baby or a little kid just like starting, you know, what do you want things to look like what friends do you want to have, what, you know, what do you want to eat, and just putting all the pieces together. Like what do you want to be when you grow up? Like I have a job, well too, but yeah, it's like I need to make sure I'm doing what like fulfills me. And while I was busting my ass with the tutoring before, I've switched gears as to what I'm tutoring and focusing on what I'm, you know, certified to teach and what I have taught. So I know what my expertise is. And granted, teaching has changed a lot since the pandemic. I don't just mean the virtual thing. I just see the gaps that have happened with kids and their learning, and I want to be there to help them. Like I don't want, maybe that's kind of what turned things around. Like I picked up some kids and like new kids for tutoring, and anxiety is a big thing that pops up. And I'm like, these kids are anxious and they're middle school. And I'm like, I'm 52. Like, I don't want a middle schooler to be anxious. Like there's so many stressors that happen when you're an adult that are like, you know, life-altering stressors. And granted, when you're young, like you think that those things are your life-altering, but I mean like literally like life or death things, like hitting your car into a concrete median in a snowstorm, or like getting a, you know, cancer diagnosis. I don't want kids to feel that way at all. So I remember like I'm pretty inspirational for other people, and I need to remember that and turn that on myself too, that you know, I can inspire myself. It's just that I forget how sometimes, which is why I'm doing this vlog and why I'm writing stuff in the journal as to what to do. Playing the Wii actually has been good because you can have some fun with, like, I'll go on Wii Fit, and I don't do planks on Wii Fit. I choose not to, but I do balance stuff on there. And like, I like video games, like not hardcore ones, but like, like balancing to get like balls in a little pocket on my Wii balance board and whatever, or playing snowball fight on Wii Fit, or playing tennis on Wii Sports. Can't play tennis outside right now because it's snowy. So I remember that those things are things that make me, that provide me joy, where I'm not like sitting on my ass the whole time. I don't know if I've ever mentioned TheraBox to you guys, and I don't like these companies. I don't endorse them or whatever. It's like I'm getting money from them. That would be cool if I did, but I like back in the day when like FabFitFun was like, you know, the latest and greatest thing. I wanted to sign up for some sort of like subscription-y kind of thing to like give myself a gift every month. So, and FabFitFun was just a bit pricey, and the things that were in it, I'm like, I don't need to have like another scarf. Although ironically now I could use another scarf, but maybe I should sign up. But I had gone through a couple little subscription-y things, and the one I like the best is TheraBox, TheraBox. so I got my latest TheraBox yesterday, and for the flooding and the moving, it's nice because there's a lot of like body creams and like facial products and stuff that when I was doing it all the time, I stopped the subscription because I'm like, there's so many facial oils I can have, you know. So people ask me like, what's my secret to youngest skin? I'm like, I don't know, whatever comes in the TheraBox, that's what I use. And some of the stuff, like I will end up, like one of the things that they sent was this Focus dietary supplement, but like I don't do dietary supplements without my doctor's approval, so I will leave that to the side. And like, it's funny because there's a chakra 7 chakra sage bundle in here, and it's funny because when I was in Salem last weekend, I bought another sage stick, and then I came home. Oh, it smells good. Smell it? I bought myself another sage stick when I went to Salem last weekend after the restaurant. And then I realized when I came home, I have a new sage stick in the bowl, which I haven't saged my apartment yet. I want to clean it. I mean, it's generally clean, but I really want to do like a deep clean and then sage my apartment. And then like it came with this, which kind of led me to the Kindness Rocks thing, the Chakras Activity book. Like the beginning is a lot of words, and again, reading, like, my vision's been getting pretty crappy, but there are things that you can draw, like noodle doodles. Just like patterny kind of things, you know. That affirmation book I got from them, which I think is really great. Oh, this, which I plan on using definitely later. Exfoliating foot masks. It's wintertime, so my feet are dry. So they're like these little feeties that you put on. So yeah. Oh, and this, which looks totally phallic. I used to have I had one that was like this. It was green. It was just a roller. I can't remember what it was made of. I don't know, but like you put like serum or whatever or nothing on your face. I have serum on from this morning, and then you could just do this to tighten up your skin. Does it work? I don't know if it works. Do I look thinner as I'm doing it? But the cold helps, like at nighttime when my gabapentin starts to wear off. I feel like I should keep this phallic little thing on my coffee table, but it's supposed to like increase blood circulation to like tighten up your skin and stop puffiness and whatever. Get rid of those 11s if you have 11s up here. I don't have an 11. I have more of like a 1 and an apostrophe. But it's cold, which is nice. So like when you're hot, flashing it up, and then I didn't even put this in the fridge or anything. You can do that, but it's steel, stainless steel, so it's like nice and cooling. And then other things. There was a body butter in there, and then a mud mask, which I don't do that enough at night. Masks, actually, I don't do that enough at night. I feel like I should start doing that again. So I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out, like the We Rock Band. Like, oh, okay. So We Rock Band. You don't have to have a group of people. It's fun if it's a group of people. It's also fun just to play on your own too. So I have the drum set here I could play, which is fun. It's harder to play right after surgery because obviously you're drumming, so that might not be super comfortable. And it's kind of a workout because there is a pedal for a bass drum too. So it is like a full body moving, depending on how competitive you want to be. But when I was meditating this morning, in the meditation, I was using Insight Timer, which is free. There was part of the meditation where she said like to think about, I can't remember, think about something or whatever, that like everything was quiet, and I can't remember what she said to think about. like a place or a thing to do that brings you like peace. And she was giving like walking on the beach as an example, which the beach is relaxing for me, but the sand part of the beach is like annoying for me. But then what came into my space too was that like I play the flute, and I don't think I've played my flute since I've been here. It looks pretty nasty since the flooding, like the humidity and stuff in my apartment before I actually moved out of it. So my apartment flooded, and then we had to leave, and then I stayed with a friend for a week, and then stayed in a hotel until I found another apartment, or I should say my glorious friends helped me find this apartment, or not helped me, found this apartment for me. But in the meantime, I was living in a hotel, like an extended stay one with the other people whose apartments also flooded, because it wasn't just me, it was our whole side of the building, which is crazy, but don't want to get caught there. But I was thinking like I would, when I first moved into that apartment, there was a person living across they were like 6 buildings, and the person in the building across the like parking lot from me played the cello, and in the summertime they'd have the windows open or whatever, and I would hear them playing, and it was like super relaxing. And then I put my window open and I started playing my flute, and I was pretty good back in the day. It's actually a really good exercise to do too after surgery, with flute, like keeping my arms up to play, and B, because of the breathing and, controlling your breathing, getting your lungs back up and, fully functioning again after the surgery, since like, your torso's like ripped to pieces. But I haven't played since I've been here. And I really, like, I need to buy a new flute, but I didn't get all of the money from my insurance company that I would have wanted to. That's whatever. I had to file a complaint and stuff with them, but I mean, I did get money from them, but not the amount of money that I claimed my stuff was worth when I first got my insurance. So it's the price of peace. So I, got what I got, and I just have a list of things to still buy, and a flute is on that list. Because I know if you if you put your like mouth on an instrument that's like corroded and crap, you're gonna get like, it's not good for your skin, and I don't need any other health issues because I'm putting like this nasty flute on my mouth. So that's on my list. But then something that I haven't been doing that helps me a lot is live music. I need to go out more and listen to live music. And I've been asking people to do stuff like with friends and stuff, and stuff comes up, people cancel and stuff. And a lot of my friends are now like partnered up, so I can't like go to like speed dating things with them if they have partners. That's just weird. But I miss going to concerts. I haven't, I went to the symphony for my birthday, and that was almost 2 months ago now, and I haven't been to a concert. Oh no, right before Christmas I went to one, and then that was the last one. But I feel like for me, if I don't go to some sort of musical performance, like once a month, I feel like I need that. It's just all encompassing to be around like a symphony, or it doesn't even have to be that big. It could be like jazz. Like if any of you know, if any of you are in the Boston area and know of a really good place to go listen to some jazz with a cup of Hennessy at the end of the day, let me know, because that's like totally up my alley, and I just have not done that. I think because I was looking for someone to go with, but a lot of my friends aren't into that kind of thing, but I would go anyway. So it's remembering all those things that fill your bucket, and not reliant on other people. Like if I didn't do stuff because like I didn't have someone to do stuff with, like I wouldn't do half the things that I want to do. you know, you can still, in a safe way, like get up and go do things anyway. Like today, it's really nice out. It's cold, but it's nice out. And I'm going to paint my rocks for a little while. And then I'm going to go for I call them hikes. They're more like nature walks because it's so sunny outside today. Go for a walk. I mean, new city that I'm in right now, I feel like I need to explore the places there are to go. I found out that there's waterfalls, like literally like 5 minutes from me. I don't know how big, I picture like these gorgeous tall waterfalls and watch it's like this high. I don't know, but I'm curious to explore and find where they are. I like to explore. Yeah, so if you're in a down space, you just take some time and the time that, especially at your most dark, it might help to put it someplace, not just on a post-it or something, like in a journal or someplace where it's a bit more permanent, as to what works for you and who works for you and what things you know that make you smile. Because the meds, the hormones, the menopause, all those things can just easily make you forget how to smile. And you need to own that for yourself as to what makes you smile. I mean, of course, other people can make you smile, but you can't rely on other people to make you happy. Like, it has to come from you. Maybe that was a big life lesson. I don't know. I can't even try to think that broadly at this point. But it might help to write them down. I started picking off my nail polish, which is a sign I'm stressed when I start picking off my nail polish. But I have some new Color Street nail things, so maybe I'll do that later. And once I have a bit more money saved, like I am going to go ahead with my wrist tattoo. Because I had an appointment with plastics. I think I vlogged after it. I don't know, but they were talking about the nipple tattooing and stuff. And I'm like, it's been almost a year that I've had my helix piercing. What is that? I don't know what that sound is. Whatever. It's been almost a year since I've had the helix piercing, and I didn't know that it takes like a really long time for that to heal. And I'm at the place now where I can like pop it out myself and put another one back in. I can't get it in from the back on my own so much, but from the front I can put it in and out pretty quickly. And I've gotten ones that have flat backs so they don't get caught in my hair as much too. So now that that's kind of under control, I want to like seriously go back and start to talk to someone about drafting up something to put on my wrist. And that way I can look at my wrist and see something pretty and empowering and something that I chose to put there. It's nuts that like, as I look at my other hand, the hand that's had all the Luprons and the Zemetas and stuff, like it's barely, but it's still like, it almost looks like a face. There's like 2 dots right there, one from blood work and one from the Zemeta. And I still have like a little yellow patch because she blew the vein when she was doing the infusion. Yeah, or is that a freckle? Maybe it's an age spot. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. All right, so that's my words of wisdom. Smells help me too, by the way. Like my flowers don't smell that much, but like I can't light candles in the apartment. Like just the smell of incense and stuff. Like walking around in Salem, Massachusetts, there's a lot of stores that burn incense because it's all, you know, like ooh, spiritual and stuff. But being inside of that and having it kind of envelop you, like it just, for me, it's a warm, fuzzy kind of feeling. Just not too long, because then you're like, woo! Most of the shops are pretty small. Okay, that's what I got for you guys today. So I'm going to go back to my rocks and keep painting. This one has little stars on it. In case you want to know about the kindness rocks thing, I know I put a link on another episode, but I did a Neighbors to Know with Angela Carpenter and Elena Pellegrino, who started the Kindness Rocks project in Bedford. I don't know if there is one in Burlington. I feel like there is, but I don't know who runs it or where the gardens are. I don't know. Maybe that's my next to-do thing, is to figure out like where there's gardens, like rock gardens. But I know there's more official ways of how to do them. But basically, I just painted these on with acrylic paints in just different colors, and then I'll use these paint pens. These are like metallic. I just got them off Amazon. Yeah, they're just paint pens. And then I put like little decoration things on, and then I'll write something inspirational on there. A friend of mine made one. Well, she made several that she gave to me. This is how most of them are done. They're sprayed with like this stuff, and then she's much more artistic. But I feel like this is, I keep this one out because I just have to remind myself of this all the time. Be patient with yourself as you evolve, even if it's years worth of patience. And that's the Kindness Rocks project. Yeah, I've got to be patient with myself and accepting of myself and finding the ways to take care of myself. So please do the same so you can be happy, smiley. Yeah. All right, that's what I got. I will check in soon.